Okay, so in this video, I will be reviewing the all-new Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. The model that I have here, as you can see, is the sky blue. This is going to be my initial review of this bad boy right here. Let's go ahead and jump in. Now, it wouldn't be a proper initial review of the S22 Ultra if we didn't at least do a very quick unboxing. Taking a look at what comes in here, which is pretty much nothing. But anyway, you can see yourself that we still get that very thin and minimalistic box, and I'm assuming you probably know that that's just the new trend, and Apple started. Opening the box here, you have the Galaxy S22 Ultra sitting at the top there, where it always sits. Then under it, you have a mini box that contains the USB Type-C cable that you see me taking out here. So that's going to be your USB Type-C cable, and we do not have a wall adapter for that. We have the SIM tray ejector and the manual, and that is pretty much it, which again explains why the box is just so thin. Now, going back to the phone itself here, first impression, I absolutely loved this color. Absolutely loved it. Like I said, it is the sky blue color, and that order took about 6 weeks to get to me. Granted, I hadn't been posting videos like that, but it took a long time to get to me. And for the people who ordered the red, which also was a special color just like the sky blue here, it took about the same amount of time. Again, I just can't get over this blue here. It could be because blue is my favorite color, but it looks just so nice. Now, beyond that color, holding the phone itself in hand, so first impression holding this phone here, I was underwhelmed. Just maybe it's simply because I'm a Note guy. I have been using the Galaxy Note for a long time until they discontinued it. So looking at this phone, it seems clearly to be a replacement to the Samsung Galaxy Note. And because of that, when I look at it, immediately my brain just assumes that this is the Galaxy Note. So when I hold it, it just doesn't feel as premium as the Samsung Galaxy Note. Again, people are loving this phone. I absolutely love it. I'm just saying that in terms of just how premium it feels, I was underwhelmed, especially looking at just this very plasticky, side, or the different very plasticky sides of the phone. I'm not going to say that it gives it a very cheap feel or anything. It's still a premium phone, just not as premium as the Samsung Galaxy Note or even the folding phones, right? So I have the Flip and also the Fold here. When you hold those phones, they feel so freaking premium. This one, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just don't like this plastic look around it. But anyway, I digress here. Since it's just like the Galaxy Note, I'm gonna say that I very much like the ergonomics here, right? So you have kind of that squarish look, with these corners that are kind of these sharp corners that kind of dig in your hand and just give you additional grip. And going around the phone, of course, you will see the usual suspect: power button, volume rocker, mics, speakers, USB Type-C, and so forth. You of course still do have multiple ways to unlock the phone, and one of the main ways I've been using to unlock this has been the ultrasonic. This fingerprint sensor is so fast. So the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor here is so good. This is as close as you will get to something like Touch ID. Obviously, Touch ID is one of my favorite features on any device ever made because that thing is super fast. So this is as close as you will get to that. This is really, really good. Really like what Samsung did there. You also do have Face Unlock that works extremely well here. I was very surprised of just how well, it works. As soon as you just swipe it open, it's gone. It works very, very well also. Now, one of the biggest things about this particular model of the Galaxy S series is the fact that not only is it compatible with the Samsung S Pen, but it actually has its own S Pen chamber or S Pen room, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. So it has this hole here where you could just go ahead and put the S Pen back in whenever you're done using it. So just go ahead and press it and it pops open, you pull it out, and then you can put it right back into that storage. It feels very sturdy. I mean, it feels very robust as you pull it in, so it doesn't feel loose or anything like that. It's pretty neat. In my case, as you can see here, this is also blue. So the S Pen is also blue to match that special color on the phone. And that's another thing that I just love about this particular model and color of the S22 Ultra. So far, the S Pen works very, very well, and exactly like it was the case with the Samsung Galaxy Note. So you're able to pull this out for quick notes, signing documents, taking notes, and all that good stuff. It's also loaded with a number of features, some of the features that you would find on some of the Pro tablets that Samsung has, right? So whether it's Samsung Galaxy Tab S8, just air gestures, using this as a remote to do things, taking pictures and all that good stuff. It is, some people feel like those are gimmicks. I personally haven't used it, haven't really gotten a situation where I needed to use the S Pen as a remote, but then again, I have a number of devices here that carry styluses. So if I have this and my Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra or my Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus, then I don't necessarily need to use the S Pen on this thing. But if you absolutely need, let's say if this is the only device that you are carrying with you, you will be able to do some high level productivity using that S Pen on here. It's simply smaller form factor, right? Now, another thing that I cannot move on with that highlighting is just the fact that the newer generation of Samsung devices, of Samsung Pro devices, that the S8 Plus, the S8 Ultra, along with the Galaxy S22 Ultra, S Pens here, the latency has been dropped down to a whopping 2.8 millisecond. Now, in case you don't know what that means, it simply means the reaction time is almost immediate. So there's essentially no drag, especially on a small form factor like this one, right? So if it's something as large and you were to try to test the latency to see, the time, from the time I start writing, the distance between this and the drag following it, then you're more likely to find that drag on a larger display as opposed to here. Meaning here, it's instantaneous. As soon as you start taking down notes, it's right there. If you're drawing something, it is literally right there. So the drag is almost non-existent. It is just that good. Samsung just took that to another level. Just kudos to Samsung for doing that. And by the way, if this is your first time visiting, welcome to the channel. Of course, I'm certainly hoping that you are enjoying the content so far, which if you are, please do me a favor, hit both the like and the subscribe button there. I truly appreciate that. So let's go ahead and talk display. That's one of the things that people absolutely love. Now, the phone itself is a big boy. It's a 6.8 inches display, so that's a pretty tall display there, and it's an OLED display, right? And to be specific, Samsung will call it a dynamic OLED display, and the resolution here is 1440 by 3088. Yeah, it means exactly what you think it means. It's a Quad HD Plus display here. It looks just beautiful, right? And also, it is super bright. If you want it to be bright, it could go as high up to 1750. That's peak brightness, so 1750 nits. That is pretty high. It is super sharp and crisp image quality, with vibrant colors, whether you are in the dark somewhere or you're outside on a bright and sunny day. Despite the fact that it's an OLED display, it still truly pops to the eye. It's just magnificent. Now, in terms of performance, of course, this is simply a beast. What can I say? It's running Qualcomm latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, so it powers through things like there's no tomorrow. It is really, really good. The model that I have here, now it does start with 128 gigs of internal storage along with 8 gigs of RAM, but my model here is 256 gigs, so that is coupled with 12 gigs of RAM. That is a lot of RAM, right? Some people are disappointed that it's no longer 16, but that is still 12 gigs of RAM, right? You could do so much. But anyway, so performance, I don't want to go into too many details because it's just top notch, right? This is a beast. It's just top notch. If you're looking for the best when it comes to Android phones in terms of performance, just go ahead and grab this. And of course, I'm talking mainstream, right? I don't want you to say, well, you could go with this other phone that does this. I'm just saying mainstream phones, premium phone. This guy is a beast. You have Android 12 loaded here, of course, One UI 4.1 sitting on top of that. And I'm a fan of One UI. What can I say? No complaints there, right? It really moves. It is super smooth. You have a refresh rate of 120 hertz. Of course, that just takes it to another level, whether you're just scrolling or watching movies, playing games. Everything is just so super smooth. It's just buttery smooth on this guy here. Now, the camera module on the back here is one thing that is very interesting. It features individual lenses, as you see here, as opposed to what we've been accustomed to seeing, where there'll be kind of like an array of cameras sitting on the module, right? On the main camera module, you have an array of lenses sitting on that. But here they are individual. And I gotta tell you, at first, I did not like it when the renders first dropped. I was like, yeah, I definitely don't like that, and I don't even know that I want to buy the phone. But this thing really grew on me. I absolutely love it, and I feel like all phones should just follow this. This is so nice. It looks so nice. Now, anyway, in terms of just camera, that's one of the things that people are buying this phone for because of the camera's capabilities. Now, in terms of specs, of course, we're just going to go ahead and fly here really quick. The wide, or the main camera here, is pushing a whopping 108 megapixels. So still very solid specs. But anyway, so the ultra wide itself is pushing a 12 megapixels, and the 10x telephoto camera is pushing 10 megapixel lens here. And overall, that main camera, of course, is capable of shooting 8K videos, I believe at 24 frames per second. Not a lot of people are, shooting 8K videos out there. But anyway, you could go down to the 4K and do the 30, 24, 30, and 60 frames per second. I believe. Now, in terms of camera quality, this is my go-to. I still have my iPhone 13 Pro Max here. This is my go-to for videos up until now, but when it comes out to just still pictures, picture quality here is just a top-notch right now. What I love about it is the fact that, the saturation levels, over the years have gotten so much more, so much better than what it used to be. We remember the old days when Samsung used to just oversaturate, images. Nowadays, it's just so well balanced, right? So very good saturation level, very vibrant, right? So colors really do pop. It's a very, very good phone, to use for your, just every day taking pictures, whether you're posting on social media, even videos, right? I pretty much use this for essentially everything. This is kind of like, let's say, my daily driver. Now, as far as the battery goes, I'm getting mixed reviews or mixed takes on this. Personally, the battery has been good. I don't know why people are complaining. A few days into it just wasn't great, but I knew that it was still learning, my type of usage. But then eventually it really got better. It's pretty good. So I'm getting pretty close to 7 hours in terms of SOT here. And of course, it's going to depend on your type of usage, of course, when you get this phone here. It all depends on your type of usage. But anyway, let me know what any questions you may have, anything that you may want for me to go ahead and test out so that I can put in the next review of this phone here. I'm certainly hoping that this was informative. Let me know what your questions in the comment section. I'm going to catch you in that comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, of course, if you haven't done so already. I truly appreciate that. I will catch you in the next video, and up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.